But you do wonder, what was it that we didn't see, that we didn't pick up on? No matter how many times you're told there was nothing, it's still there, and you think, I should have seen this, I should have known, why didn't I know? But I didn't. And so we had this journey for 2 years. But I guess we were lucky. He was so well through it. We didn't. People used to say, you know what to expect, but we didn't. Nothing, and no one prepares you for what the end and the outcome is. That's for certain. It's a completely different journey, completely different. And each of the children had a different journey to go as well, and we all went through different stages with him. And if anything, he was the rock until the end. I think more than anything, when he was in the last final stages, he was in hospital for about 2 weeks in the palliative care unit, and I stayed with him. And we had all the family were there each day. And the first week he was very lucid and very alert. The second week, as things took over, he was on a lot of sedation and a lot of medication. So he was in and out of sleep. And that. But 2 nights before he actually passed away, we had been told that he probably wouldn't make the night. And so our 3 children came up there and spent the night with him. And he actually sat up and asked for breakfast the next day, which was absolutely amazing. He didn't eat much, but then gradually through that day, which was the Friday, he slipped into unconsciousness. And it's probably a strange thing to say, but he had a good death. And I know that probably doesn't sound the way I mean it to, but he did. He was surrounded by everybody that loved him. He had fought so hard and he really didn't want to go. But in the end it was calm and it was peaceful. And I sincerely believe he knew that we were all there and that he just slipped into the other room. And then there is the grieving afterwards, and nothing prepared us for that, any of us. And 2 of my children are psychologists, and we each put our hand up and said, we can't do this together, we have to have help. And again, Chidamani for me stepped in, and they were amazing. There was no judgment, nothing, they were just there. And we sat and we talked, and phone calls regularly, and this was ongoing. Both my children went to see psychologists, and which seemed a little strange, but none of us could help each other. We needed to put our hand up. It was very difficult to put my hand up and say, to ring somebody and say, I need some support, I need some help, because I'm just floundering. And but once you've done it once, and you realise that you need that help and you need that support, it was very important for me, and it was definitely beneficial. There's join, just accept invitations, meet people, get involved, and but it's still hard, it's still difficult. I just think, don't be frightened of asking for help. More than anything, just say, I'm not coping with this. Just, even if all you do is have a shower, get dressed and go and sit somewhere and have a cup of coffee and talk to the person at the next table, or just say, just get out there and try and start living a life. It is a different life. It's a different outlook. You have different things that are going to happen to you. But don't be frightened of saying that you're not coping, that you need support, that you need help. And Chidamani that's where it started for me. And they're just there. At any time, if I need to come back and touch base. They're just there. And I think they've just been marvellous for me. And it's
well done. There's the journey. So beautifully spoken. Oh, Leslie,
I hope so.
thank you. Thank you so very much, Denny, for coming today after work and to share your story with us.
About 2 years ago, I lost Mum through cancer, and the experience that I had was something that was quite a shock to me and also to my family as well. And I was put in a position where I had to care for my family as well as Mum. So that's when I guess I seek help from originally coming from Nambour Hospital to say that there will be, I guess, care available to you at home if that's required. And that's when I have PtII to be involved in this care of Mum. And what we have done was basically putting a plan together, I guess a strategy together to make sure I can lead my life as normal, and also the children as well. Most of the time, I would say the care that was required was mainly medication, injection, showering, and that sort of support. But as Mum gets, I guess, to the stage when she was not capable of doing a lot of things, that's when I guess PtII was giving help to my auntie, who happens to be here and happens to be available looking after Mum. I guess what I found with the support that was given from PtII was something that was outside what anyone could really expect. Very flexible, and certainly something that is more case-to-case basis. I found, PtII to be, I guess, very accommodating in many ways. I had support, not just, I guess, with medication or home support or any support that was expected, but there was well beyond, beyond for what I'm expected. Most of the time I feel without PtII's support, with I guess very, very difficult times, I don't think I could cope. There was really nothing too hard, it's just like it was only a phone call away. Anything that I needed, anything that I was unsure of, whether that was relevant, not relevant, I was able to pick up the phone and I was able to speak to someone on the other side. There's always someone on the other side, which is the main thing. Even to this minute, I would say my family, in Indonesia, very thankful for all the support and care, and of course the time that PtII staff has given Mum, my auntie, and also my family as well, with great appreciation from all of us. Thank you very much. There was a gap, and when you put in that position, that's when you realize that help is only around the corner. It is very important to understand, that help is coming, I guess, in different forms. Even just having someone to talk to means a lot. Even having, I guess, to know that at any time, if you're stuck, there is someone that you can talk to.
Yes.
You know, you just needed, I guess, a shoulder to lean on, certainly someone to cry to. I found having a help from PtII with my grief has certainly given me a third party to talk to that is non-biased and happy to listen to you. And certainly non-judgmental. You know, if I speak to my husband about it, obviously he would have some sort of emotion himself, which is not going to be very good in, I guess, listening to my issues and whatnot. Whereas if you're speaking to a third party, I found that was much easier to say whatever I needed to say. I know this is going to be with me for a long time, the grieving process, and it can hit me anytime, anywhere. I guess my message would be, don't be afraid of it, accept it. Everyone goes through the same, process, and to seek help. Don't be afraid to seek help. That's the only thing. So PtII, thank you so much for everything that you've done for me, for Mum, my family, and certainly my relatives as well, overseas.
Thank you so very much for being so gracious and coming here after work, after a big day.